man, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I don't know how to do this. Help. Hey, it's Billy J, Story Moto ADB. Here it is, real quick. When somebody goes on social media and they make the statement and ask the question, I'm getting into adventure riding or dual sport and I don't know what bike to get. What the person isn't asking is, hey, can 50 of you immediately post pictures of your motorcycle and you yelling, my bike? I assure you of that. What they're saying is, they're saying, hey, I don't know what to do here. I'm exposing myself in front of everybody, admitting I don't have a damn clue about this. Help. And that's really what they're saying. And to be fair to them, to be fair to the sport, and just to be decent, spend some time. Find out what they actually need. It comes by asking questions. There's certain things you need to know to be able to lead them into the right bike. And hey, if you're watching this and you're that person who is trying to get into dual sport or adventure riding and you're wondering about a bike, listen to these questions real fast, have good answers for them, and that will equate to your getting more smack dabbly into the right bike. I'll probably forget some of these that I normally ask, but if you can think of any, just put them in the comments. So here we go. Number one, I think probably the most important thing is budget. What's their budget? You don't want to have an apple oranges talk where once you pitch your selections to them, they're like, oh no, wait a minute, man, I'm buying a new bike. I always buy new. I'm in a position to do that. And so you waste their time and your time. And inversely, you could be talking about a new AT or a GSA or something of that nature, and they're like, whoa, man, I got $1,000. I'm talking about a used thumper here. The second would be their size, their height, and height is significant in terms of your knee room, your elbow room on the handlebars. Height is not synonymous with inseam. I have a buddy who's 6'1" with a 27-inch inseam, and so that is something you would need to know right out of the gate. The inseam determines whether or not their feet are going to touch the ground, and the only people who don't care about their feet touching the ground are people who have never had to deal with that, I've found out. All my tall friends are like, yeah man, no, don't worry about it, dude, just send it. You're like, yeah, but you're not the guy who looks like a complete idiot at every stop sign. So next would be, what is their riding experience? Do they have off-road experience, on-road experience? Did they maybe ride dirt bikes as a kid? Some muscle memory there that could come in handy. Next, I would say, what do they plan to do with the bike? What do they plan to do in the short term and the long term? And I say that because they may say to you, hey, I'm just going to ride out of my uncle's farm. Well, then that's one bike, but they may have in the back of their head and not mention it to you that, but in the spring, I'm going to be doing the Wabdar with some buddies, which leads me to the idea of finding out which bike their friends have. You want to be equally yoked in that regard, because that person may not realize if all their buddies are out on thumpers and they get something slightly larger and twin cylinder, that they may be not equally yoked and not be able to do some of the things that their buddies want to do, and vice versa. So what's another one? Ask them if they're open to the idea of or able to consider a stepping stone bike. A stepping stone bike, it's like a used whatever, slightly less powerful, something they can wreck a bunch and not worry too much about before they graduate into their hell-raising machine as per their desire. For example, if they planned on doing this globetrot and they planned on something like a GSA, that maybe if they're just kind of learning and starting out, which, hey, it's a little ambitious to want to globetrot if you're just learning, but you'd be surprised. I've heard it all. It takes all kinds, and there is all kinds. Maybe an alternative bike, a stepping stone bike, would be something like a Wii-Strom, something of that nature that is similar to the style that they plan to do their big journey on. What's another one? Find out what they want. What do they envision themselves on? If they were to have a poster shot hanging on their wall in the bedroom, what is that shot? Is it a twin cylinder bike? Is it a thumper? Is it a street capable dirt bike, or is it a dirt capable street bike? What do they see themselves riding? And then you can even educate them at that point on how that is in accord or not in accord, how it accommodates what their future hopes and dreams are for themselves as a rider on that bike. That is a couple of them. Add to it in the comments. I know I've forgotten some things that I generally ask. It is significant what we tell newcomers to our sport. It does matter what we say to them. You know, we take it for granted that we know all these things about it, but a lot of this mocking of people who don't know this, and they ask, oh, I asked an oil question, and get raked over the coals for it. Well, they don't know that people don't ask oil questions anymore because they've all already been asked. So just let them have it. At some point in your life, trust me, you're going to be in a situation where you don't have the answers and don't know what the hell you're doing. And, you know, at that time, I hope to God you have somebody you can ask who's kind and will help you out. Thank you for your time. I hope that helped. Story Moto out.